In the unforgiving skies of World War II, a secret was born, forged in the crucible of necessity, and fueled by the unyielding spirit of sacrifice. It's a tale of makeshift bombers, cobbled together from humble cargo planes, and the courageous men who flew them into the jaws of danger. Their story begins in a time when the world was at war, and the rules of engagement were being rewritten by the hour. The Axis powers had unleashed a terror upon the world, and the Allies were fighting back with every ounce of strength they could muster. In the midst of this maelstrom, a quiet revolution was taking place. It was a revolution born of desperation, where the conventional rules of warfare were cast aside, and the unorthodox was called upon to save the day. This is the story of the C-47, the C-46, and the other cargo planes that would be converted into makeshift bombers, plunging into the unknown, and emerging as heroes of a bygone era. These planes, with their rugged exteriors and utilitarian design, would become the unsung heroes of the war, flying low and fast, often under the cover of darkness, to deliver their deadly cargo to enemy strongholds. It's a tale of innovation, of adaptability, and of the unbreakable bond between man and machine. As we embark on this journey, we'll uncover the secrets of these unlikely bombers, and the men who flew them. We'll explore the birth of these makeshift aircraft, and the daring missions they undertook. We'll witness the bravery, the sacrifice, and the ultimate price that was paid for their heroism. This is the story of the forgotten bombers, the unsung heroes of World War II, and the courageous men who flew them into the very heart of danger. Their legacy will leave you breathless, and their story will stay with you forever. In the scorching deserts of North Africa, a clandestine transformation was taking place. The year was 1942, and the war in Europe had reached a critical juncture. The Allies were desperate for air power, and a brilliant, unorthodox solution was born. In a secret facility, deep within the Egyptian desert, a team of ingenious airmen, led by the enigmatic and fearless Robert Cardenas, were working tirelessly to turn cargo planes into makeshift bombers. These weren't just any cargo planes, but the sturdy, reliable C-47 Skytrains, the workhorses of the Allied air fleet. With the help of the legendary Lockheed engineer, Hal Hibbard, and the visionary General Harold George, Cardenas's team was given a seemingly impossible task: to convert these lumbering cargo planes into precision-guided bombers, capable of delivering high explosives with deadly accuracy. In a feat of engineering wizardry, the C-47s were transformed into flying instruments of war. Machine guns were hastily removed, replaced by precision-guided bomb racks and sophisticated navigation systems. The cargo holds were converted into belly compartments, capable of carrying up to 5,000 pounds of high explosives. As the retrofitted C-47s took to the skies, they became the unsung heroes of the war. Code-named Flying Boxcars, these makeshift bombers proved to be a game-changer on the battlefield, raining down destruction on Axis strongholds, and paving the way for the Allied victory in North Africa. In the desert, where the sun beat down relentlessly, a new era of aerial warfare was born. The Flying Boxcars had forever changed the face of combat, and their legend would be etched in the annals of military history as one of the most audacious feats of aerial ingenuity the world had ever seen. In the secret laboratories of the Air Force's most trusted engineers, a revolution was unfolding. Behind closed doors, where the whispers of innovation and necessity converged, a radical solution was being forged. The cargo planes, those lumbering giants of the skies, were about to be transformed into instruments of war. Their bellies, once reserved for the humble cargo of supplies and equipment, were now destined to carry a different kind of burden. The engineers, fueled by the urgency of their mission, set out to optimize the bomb capacity of these makeshift bombers. They delved into the very heart of the aircraft, seeking to exploit every last inch of space. Internal racks, a marvel of modern engineering, were designed to be installed within the cargo plane's cavernous interiors. These custom-built frameworks would stretch the limits of the aircraft's carrying capacity, allowing for the transportation of munitions that would previously have been impossible to accommodate. And then, there was the bomb loader, a device of unyielding precision. It would streamline the process of arming the aircraft for battle. With a mere flick of a switch, the bomb loader would spring into action, securing the munitions in place with a reassuring click. These innovations were more than mere technical feats. They represented a paradigm shift in the art of war. The cargo planes, once the domain of logistics and supply, had become instruments of destruction. The men who designed and built these innovations were not just engineers. They were warriors, driven by a singular purpose: to unleash hell from the skies. As the internal racks and bomb loaders took shape, the Air Force's secret arsenal began to take on a new dimension. The very concept of aircraft was being rewritten. Its boundaries stretched to accommodate the demands of modern warfare. The consequences of this transformation would be felt across the globe, as the cargo planes, now reimagined as bombers, took to the skies, their payloads of death and destruction poised to reshape the world. In the unforgiving realm of aerial combat, where the margin between life and death is measured in mere seconds, the U.S. Air Force was forced to improvise, to cobble together a solution where none existed. The desperate need for a bomber, a platform to unleash the fury of war, led them down a treacherous path. They would take the humble C-47, a workhorse of cargo planes, and transform it into a makeshift bomber. But this conversion would require a system so audacious, so fraught with risk, that it would test the mettle of even the most skilled pilots. This was the open-door release, a method of deploying bombs in mid-air, where the pilot would literally fly the plane straight into the face of danger. The C-47's massive cargo door, once used to haul supplies and equipment, would be flung open, its metal skin exposed to the elements. As the plane hurtled towards its target, the bomb, a 500-pound behemoth, would be released from the belly of the plane, plummeting towards the earth, like a sledgehammer from the heavens. The stakes were impossibly high. One miscalculation, one misjudged altitude, and the bomb would explode in the plane's own belly, sending shrapnel and flames coursing through the fuselage. The pilot, a mere 100 feet above the ground, would be forced to make a split-second decision, to choose between life and death. And yet, despite the risks, the open-door release proved to be an effective system, one that would be used to devastating effect in the skies above Europe. It's a testament to the ingenuity of the men who designed and flew these planes, that they were willing to push the limits of human endurance, to test the very fabric of safety, in pursuit of a greater goal. And it's a reminder that in the heat of war, even the most seemingly impossible solutions can become a reality, if the will to succeed is strong enough. In the dark of night, beneath the stars, a different kind of war was being waged. It was a war of improvisation, of ingenuity, but also of desperation. The Air Force was racing against time to convert cargo planes into makeshift bombers. And as they worked tirelessly to meet the demands of war, the safety of their crews was sacrificed on the altar of urgency. We see the faces of men who volunteered to fly these hulking machines, knowing full well the risks they would take. They stood at the threshold of history, yet were forced to confront the brutal realities of war. The crews were told to adapt, to improvise, to make do with what they had. But as they strapped themselves into the cockpits of these repurposed planes, They couldn't shake the feeling that they were being sent to their doom. The C-130, once a sturdy cargo plane, now a bomber in all but name. Its metal skin was reinforced with makeshift armor, its engines modified to carry the weight of precision-guided munitions. But the human cost of this retrofitting was steep. The pilots and aircrew were asked to fly missions with limited training, with inadequate equipment, and with a growing sense of unease. We see the statistics, stark and unforgiving. The number of aircraft lost, the number of lives taken. The Air Force would later acknowledge that the conversion of cargo planes into bombers was a high-risk endeavor, one that would claim the lives of dozens of airmen. But the true cost of this war was not just measured in numbers, but in the human spirit. The men who flew these planes were not just pilots and aircrew. They were husbands, fathers, brothers, sons. They were human beings, with families and friends, with hopes and fears. And as they took to the skies, they knew that they might not return, that their loved ones might never see them again. In the shadows of war, we see the true face of humanity. We see the sacrifice, the bravery, the desperation. We see the human cost of retrofitting, the price that was paid for the sake of expediency. And we are left to wonder, what was the true cost of this war? And what was the value of the lives that were lost? In the unforgiving landscape of modern warfare, the rules of engagement are constantly rewritten. The great paradox of military strategy is that the most unexpected, the most unorthodox tactics often prove to be the most effective. This is a story of improvisation, of adaptability, and of the unyielding will to prevail in the face of overwhelming odds. In the aftermath of Pearl Harbor, the world teetered on the brink of chaos. The Allies were caught off guard, their military machines faltering beneath the weight of a surprise attack. It was in this crucible of crisis that the seeds of a radical idea were sown. What if, instead of relying on the cumbersome, the conventional, the military could harness the power of the unexpected? In the deserts of North Africa, in the jungles of Burma, and on the blood-soaked battlefields of Italy, the Allies faced an unrelenting foe. Their supply lines were stretched to the breaking point, their air power dwindling. It was then that the transport aircraft, those sturdy workhorses of the skies, were given a new mission. They would be transformed, repurposed, and reimagined as bombers. The notion was audacious, the stakes were high, and the results would be nothing short of astonishing. These makeshift bombers, born of necessity, would become the unsung heroes of the war. They would fly, they would fight, and they would deliver the unexpected. The art of surprise raids and emergency deployments had been unleashed, and the world would never be the same again. In the dark of war, where resources are scarce and desperation reigns, even the most unlikely of heroes can rise to the challenge. Take, for instance, the humble C-47 Skytrain, a workhorse of the Air Force, its metal skin a testament to its utilitarian purpose. But in the hands of a few ingenious pilots and engineers, this cargo plane would transform into a makeshift bomber, its innocent cargo hold now a maw of destruction. Imagine the C-47, its propellers whirring like a giant's wings, as it takes to the skies, laden with supplies and personnel, its crew unaware of the fate that awaits them. For in the shadows, a special unit has been formed, one tasked with converting these cargo planes into flying bombs. The C-47, with its sturdy frame and ample payload, makes an ideal candidate for this clandestine mission. But it's not just the C-47 that's been pressed into service. Its cousin, the C-46 Commando, with its imposing wingspan and robust engines, has also been enlisted for this grim duty. The C-46, with its reputation for reliability and durability, has been retrofitted with specialized munitions, its cargo hold now a deadly arsenal. And then there's the B-17 Flying Fortress. That iconic bomber itself. Yes, you heard that right, the B-17. That stalwart of American airpower has been converted into a flying tanker. Its massive fuselage now a platform for dispensing fuel to those very planes that would go on to drop the bombs. It's a testament to the ingenuity and adaptability of the men and women who serve in the Air Force, that they can take a war machine and turn it into a lifeblood for the front lines. These conversions, though unheralded and largely unseen, are a testament to the resourcefulness of those who fight in the shadows. They are the unsung heroes of airpower, the guardians of the skies, and the architects of a new kind of warfare. In the next chapter of our story, we'll delve deeper into the world of these makeshift bombers, and the men who flew them into the very heart of danger. In the aftermath of World War II, the world was forever changed. The devastation left behind was a stark reminder that the horrors of war had only just begun to unfold. Amidst this landscape of ruin, a new era of conflict was emerging, one that would be shaped by the unsung heroes of the skies. The transport bombers, born from necessity and forged in the crucible of war, had proven themselves to be more than just cargo haulers. They had become instruments of war, capable of unleashing destruction upon their enemies. Their legacy would go on to shape the modern face of warfare. As nations began to realize the potential of these versatile machines, the Korean War would serve as the proving ground for the transport bombers' true capabilities. As the skies above Korea became a battleground, these aircraft would be called upon to deliver payloads of napalm, fragmentation bombs, and even nuclear warheads. The sheer scale of their operations would be a testament to the ingenuity of those who had converted these cargo planes into makeshift bombers. But it was not just the aircraft themselves that were revolutionary, it was the strategy they enabled. The concept of close air support would become a cornerstone of modern warfare. As transport bombers were deployed to provide cover for ground troops, the results would be nothing short of spectacular. Enemy positions would be reduced to rubble, and the tide of battle would be turned in favor of the coalition.